We're here out here. It is the end of May. We just had Memorial Day weekend and we're out here putting trail cameras out. The goal for today is getting cameras out. We've already got some pictures and velvet season's full on, full swing. Antlers are coming out, fawns are dropping, and we pulled all our cameras about 2 weeks ago. And so what we're doing now is getting all situated, put new fresh batteries in, wiped our cards, just did some maintenance on them, cleaned them up. A lot of them are glitched out sometimes. And so it's gonna be the first time, I think ever, for me at least, to have the majority of my cameras out are gonna be cell cameras. And that's just cell cameras are getting more affordable and the technology is getting better. And so we went with Spartan cameras. I've been using Spartan for a while. They're a great camera. Love the technology, love the app, and it just works. Nothing frustrates me more when something just doesn't work, and I've had great success with them. And so, yeah. And so we're gonna have cell cameras set out, the majority. We're not gonna have all cell cameras because a lot of times we're putting cameras in deep valleys where there's zero cell coverage. And so today's goal is to get some cell cameras out, give you some tips and tricks on what we try to do, try to get it over food sources and whatnot. And so today should be a fun day to get cameras out and hopefully start seeing big bucks growing their antlers. And we got the velvet season. It's kind of crazy to think, but like velvet season, velvet hunt for Tennessee in 90 days. So between now and end of August, 90 days, we should start seeing some very large deer grow their antlers. And hopefully we got a game plan on one that's all ready to rock and roll, and we can put the smackdown on them and get a good hunt out of that. So, hey guys, what we're trying to do here is getting our trails cameras back out. And so for this camera, it's situated between soybeans over here, soybeans right there. And then we also in the summertime like to put out protein feed. You can do corn. Corn is equally as attractive, but right now deer, especially the bucks, are needing lots of protein to grow their antlers. They're very nutrient deficient as they grow these items. And so it helps to give them protein feed than corn. So our deer are okay eating protein. They'll eat it just as much as they eat corn. And so for us, that's a better route to go. But if you're deer, if you put some protein feed out and they don't eat it, I would definitely switch to corn, at least get them used to it, or start mixing it to get it to where they're used to eating protein. But you're definitely gonna get a boost from protein versus corn. And so we're gonna put this camera right here over this feeder, travel corridor between two areas. We got a water source about 200 yards that way. You got bedding on both sides right here. Like this is just a mecca. It's a perfect little ecosystem with bedding, food, cover, water, and a nice little travel corridor. And there's not much traffic through here other than the deer. And so this is a great area for a camera for us. Always be mindful of all the crap that's gonna be in your shot picture. I always like to put my trail cameras up higher, especially for more mature deer. I'm convinced of it. I mean, I've never seen signs on it, but I'm convinced mature deer, or at least skittish deer, see the flash. Even though it's infrared, they're still picking something up. You'll notice in the pictures, you'll see the deer looking right at the flash. Like, it's not coincidence that they're always looking right at it, bright-eyed in the dark. They're seeing something. It may not be as obvious as like a true flash, but they're seeing something. So I like to put it just outside of their field of view. So deer sits at this high, you know, stomach, chest high. I try to hit it up higher, at least face level, so that it's out of their direct line of sight and looking down. Get a wider point of view. You're not picking up all the garbage. But with that, this branch is gonna trigger it. I'm guessing that branch is gonna trigger it. So I just like to get all this out because last thing I want is pictures of the wind. For this one, we're about 10, 15 yards off. And again, another reason why I like the cell cameras is we can able to test this. And so like, I'm gonna try to set this off right now to see if I'm picking up motion, because it's one of the feeders right here. And then there's also a big trail that feeds in. Again, I always like to hit food, cover, water. We got soybeans over there. We have a giant creek just at the tips of this ridge ridge both sides, valleys on either side, creeks on both sides, but all those creeks dump down right into there, into a massive river down there. And like if you keep walking, it drops straight down into that riverbed. And so like, it's beautiful. Like this is a great area. They bed on these ridge tops and the wind just covers both sides. They just bed down there nice. And so this is a highway. I like to, the reason we're putting a camera up here, there's a reason there's a protein feeder here. High traffic, good coverage, lots of oaks in here. And so this is dropping acorns. Like this just holds so much deer with food cover water. Can't beat it. But we're gonna see if that motion sensor tripped, and we got pictures on our phone. This is a really cool area. I always say food cover water as a great area to place your cameras to catch lots of deer movement. But again, a deer needs 3 things to survive, pretty simple. Food, cover, where they're sleeping, where they're bedding, and then water. And this is probably our best spot for deer movement. You have bedding, we're on a ridge top, and deer love to bed on the edges of the ridges or just off the edges of the ridges. They get the sun in the morning, sun in the evening, keeps them warmer the cooler seasons, but then also you get the thermals, and so they get total protection. So they can bed down. The thermals give them smell detection, gives them added security for predators coming down the ridges or coming up the ridges. And so they can drop down quickly for protection. But then we also have a river right down the edge of this area. And so they can just drop straight down into the cooler areas, cooler temps, get water, come back up here, feed on the food source. We got soybeans up here, and then we got tons of browse in this area. And so they just literally walk this ridge line. And so for our velvet hunt, we're gonna have a game plan ready, but like I love to have a trail camera right along this ridge top. They just walk straight down and walk straight through here. And so it's really nice. We got all the 3 essential elements, and we get tons of coverage and tons of deer coming through, and we'll find out when they're coming in to the food source for timing of when to hunt, when not to hunt. It also gives an idea of where they're bedding, because I guarantee you every year when I place a camera in this area, you'll see them bedded out all in this area. And you'll know like they're bedding down in the mornings and they're getting up later. Like you'll see them on the camera, not to come in at that time. When to hunt, when not to hunt. I almost think it's equally as important to understand when not to hunt, because spooking a deer educates a deer. They're gonna learn, they're gonna adjust their patterns based on your movements. And that's what's so great about the velvet hunt. It's that first early season. You're hunting a summer range, a summer pattern deer, and it's just a different hunt. It's exciting. We just terminated this area, and so if you look closely, the soybeans are gonna start popping up right here, but this is an awesome field to hunt. But it's a tough field to hunt because if you look, they come from all sides, and just weather patterns, everything changes. They'll come from that side to that side. Is a really like cool area, but it's a small ridge that drops off at the end of this field, and the valley horseshoes all the way around it. And so the deer move from all sides, and I really think a lot of it's pressure changes, wind directions, but it's really tricky to pattern. And so what I like to do is, one, if you don't have a tree, use a stand. This is super helpful. It allows you to basically put a camera wherever you need to have a camera. But I will plop this sucker right here, and I will just put this on time-based mode. And I will just take a picture every minute for like 5 days. It'll be a ton of pictures. You can do every 5 minutes, every 6 minutes, every 7 minutes, but you're just taking pictures nonstop, not stopping. And what you end up doing is you will get a ton of pictures, but you'll find out when deer are coming and where they're coming from. And so when the soybeans start coming up, you'll see deer will be coming in from this side, and you'll find out like on this wind direction in the early season, they're coming from this side. In the morning, in the evening, they're coming this side. And so for our velvet hunt, this isn't like, they're still velvet. They're not even hard antler yet. They're not gonna be patterned like a fall range. You gotta pattern them to a summer range. That's what's so exciting about it. But so I like to use this to have I know I'm gonna be hunting this area, have a summer range hunt. I can use this setup, have this just taking pictures, and have an idea of where they're coming from at what points. then I'll re-pattern my cameras into that area. And so we'll get closer into them and we'll find out that they're using this trailhead or this trailhead, but we'll use this to hone in our strategy of where we're gonna place our stands for that velvet hunt. Trying to use technology to work for us. It's also a tad early, but I like to say that you're gonna screw up. You're gonna have errors. Cameras aren't gonna work, things aren't gonna be triggered, but like time adds up. Like if I only get to come out here every once a week at best, and you're doing other things, and so time can fly by, and literally, you know, like your camera's not working correctly and 3 weeks have passed, and next thing you know, you're almost halfway there to the velvet hunt and you still haven't even gotten a game plan on like general areas for that. And so I like to start early, get everything worked out, get your cameras, making sure everything's working properly, all your systems dialed in, and then start getting it in and getting everything targeted into your area. You can't go sooner. I just think it's better to be planned and be ready to go. Oh man, it is nice out. But yeah, we placed our cameras out. Always remember, man, it is hot out. It is so hot out. And just like here, man, it's cool here. This is such a cool area because when you have a lot of trail cameras out, we like to run a lot of cameras. You pick up areas where deer are moving, you'll see a buck over there, an elephant over there, and like you can use the topographic map and you can find out like, this is a huge funnel. It doesn't look like a funnel. There's like nothing that would tell you it is. But when you look at the topographic map and how the contours of the land and everything, is the only area that the deer can logically make their way from this side to that side. And so we'll have a camera like probably right around in here. But anyways, it's so hot out. It's so fun to be out here. Deer season's around the corner. It's nice just to cool myself off. But yeah, we're out here putting trail cameras up, getting ready. We're going to be coming out a lot more videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our stuff. It really helps us. It means well. It tells us what content you like, what you don't like. So our goal is to keep pushing out strategies. We're getting ready for the summer. We got 90 days till the velvet hunt. We're going to be trying to do everything we can. We got another spot in local downtown Franklin, an urban hunt that we're going to try to get set up on. We'll walk you through the steps that we're going there. We got a lot more food plot prep we're doing. This is the busiest time of the year. Get all your work done so you can have fun in the hunting season. But yeah, take a board, man. Have fun with us. And hit that like and subscribe, man. Thanks for joining.